Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Kira from Trying to Be Minimalist. Today you're joining me upstairs in my bedroom because we're going to do a bit of a declutter up here of some accessories like handbags, possibly some clothes and a few other bits. And the reason why I want to declutter now is to obviously make space before Christmas, but I'm not planning on getting a lot of things before Christmas, or I don't think I'll get loads and loads of gifts that I need to make space for. But what I do want to do is try and get rid of some handbags because I know I've definitely got too many, and I think now would be a good time to sell them on Vinted because people might possibly try and buy them as gifts. So please join me today for a declutter, see what I can get rid of, and it might inspire you to get rid of some extra bits before Christmas as well. So first of all, we're just going to have a look at my wardrobe and see what's in here that I potentially can get rid of. I know there's definitely one handbag that I have not used for ages, and we've got that down at the bottom, and this is my Michael Kors handbag. Just take that out. Here we go. So this is quite a big Michael Kors satchel type bag, and I've had this probably for about 7 years. Originally I had it for work when I was in an office 5 days a week. So this would be my work bag because it was quite big, nice size to take like files and things like that. But now that I work from home quite a lot, I'm only in the office 1 day a week. And then I used to have a separate bag for my laptop because now these days, you know, I bring my laptop home with me when I am in the office. And I used to end up having to take this bag and a laptop bag in the office, which was not ideal. So I did purchase a nice big rucksack, which can carry my laptop, my notebooks and my lunch. So I really haven't used this bag probably in about 2 years. And I haven't got rid of it just because it's a nice bag, but it's quite big, it's quite heavy. Don't really see any need for it, so I'm not using it like on a day-to-day basis at all. So because I haven't used this bag for so long and I can't see myself using it, I think I'm going to sell it on Vinted. It's a nice brand as well, Michael Kors, so it potentially can get a little bit of money, and it's in pretty good condition as well. So there's a couple of very slight scratches on it, but generally speaking, it's in good condition. So we'll see if we can sell that one. Okay, so I've just been into another drawer which stores some handbags, and I found this dust bag as well from the Michael Kors bag, as well as the receipt here. So I think this is quite good. I'm going to sell it with the bag, and it shows, you know, potential buyers that it is genuine as well. It's not a fake, because there's loads of fakes going around at the minute, especially on Vinted. You never know what you're going to get unless there's something like this that can prove it's genuine. So I think these will be good to add to the photos as well, and to give buyers more confidence that it is genuine. Okay, so the next bag that I think I'm going to declutter is this Tula bag. So it's a lovely vintage style satchel, like a smaller one than the Michael Kors one. I'll just show you for size reference. And I've had it even longer, probably for about 12 years. I think it's a lovely bag, but the one thing that probably stopped me from using it as much as I should have done is the strap. So the strap is very, very thin. And I actually remember when I first got the bag, the strap broke. It came away from the bag at the side pretty much after 1 week of use. So what I did at the time was I went back and got it exchanged for this new one. But I think ever since then, I was quite worried about the same thing happening again. So for the size of the bag, I just don't think the strap is wide enough, and it, you know, could get damaged. So even though it's a beautiful bag, I never really used it. And I think now, if I was going to have another brown bag, I would have one with a thicker strap. I actually do have some other bags that are just a little bit smaller than this one, like another brown one, which I do tend to use more. So as much as I love this one, I know I haven't worn it because I have an app which I record all my outfits and things and accessories on every day, so I can see how much I've worn them. And if you're interested, let me know in the comments and I will definitely do a video about that. But this one, it shows in like the last 4 years I've worn it once, so definitely tells me that it's time to get rid of it. And I've got the dust bag as well, so I think that would be good to sell it on Vinted, again, to show that it is genuine. I just want to show as well, I do have another Michael Kors bag, which is more one of the over-the-shoulder type bags, and I used to use that as one of my work bags. I think I will keep that for the time being because I do prefer the colour to the more beigey one here, and it's probably a little bit more practical. It's not as heavy, so if I do need another bag for work or just general day-to-day that's a bit bigger, I got this one. Not to say in the future that I might not declutter it, but I think I'll hold on for the time being since I'm getting rid of the other two. The next bag that I've picked to declutter is this small crossbody bag by a brand called Conquer, and it's real leather. I did used to use it a few years ago, handy for shopping and things like that, when you just want a really small bag. But actually sometimes it's too small because you can't fit an umbrella in there. And in the UK we get a lot of rain, so sometimes that's essential. Since I've had this bag, I've got a couple of other slightly bigger ones which have sort of replaced it, and it's probably should have been decluttered back then if you try and stick by the one in, one out process. So this one, I think the colour again is also a little bit of a strange colour. It's like a muddy grey colour, and I've already got a lighter coloured grey bag which is a little bit bigger, and also a brown one which is a similar style but slightly bigger. So time to declutter that one, and I will try and sell that on Vinted. Just to highlight as well that I've got under my bed on this side, I've got 2 drawers. You can see one of them there, and this one and the one next to it are the places where my bags tend to live. The Michael Kors one here, that was too big to go in the drawers, so that was why it was in the wardrobe. But what I'd like to do is eventually just have the bags all in one of the drawers and condense them down, because I don't need 2 drawers full of bags that I'm not really going to use. The ones I use on a regular basis I actually keep downstairs. So it's just about getting rid of things that I don't need, don't use. There's no point in me hoarding these bags up here when somebody else could possibly get use out of them. So I think it's time to let these ones go. The next one that's on my hit list to get rid of is this black, I think it's a faux leather bag from Laura Ashley. And I used to work for Laura Ashley many years ago, and I bought this handbag when I worked there. It actually did have a little strap as well that you could use, but I think I cut it off, and then I just tended to use it as a clutch bag. So that's what it's like there, but I cut off the metal bits here for some reason. Can't remember why. I think I thought it would look better as a clutch, but I've not really used it in recent years as a clutch. I've got other bags. If I'm going to an event, something a bit more dressy like a wedding, I've got a gold, more sparkly bag that I would use, or something that would stand out against your outfit. So I don't really have a need for this. I've just been keeping it as well, probably because of the nostalgia. But realistically, I don't think I need it. Probably can't see myself using it. And I'm not sure I'm going to sell it because of the fact that I've already taken off the strap, and there's a little bit of damage here, just where the faux leather coating is coming off there, and in on the other side as well. So I think this one I might just send it to charity. And this is the next little bag that I've picked out that I don't want to use as a handbag anymore. It's quite a thin clutch, so you can see you can't fit a lot in it, and I've had it for quite a while, probably 10 years, maybe slightly longer. It's a rose gold colour as well, but it's not that bright. It's kind of more of a beigey rose gold. And when I'm going out these days, I tend to use a bag that's got a strap as well. So like I said, I've got some more glittery options. So I don't think I really need this one. But what I have thought is it's still a nice little pouch, and I maybe could use it for something else instead, like my makeup. So what I'm going to do is just put it with my makeup bags and see if I use it. And then at some point in the future, I can have a review. And if I don't use it, then I can declutter it. Okay, so the next item that I'm going to declutter are these leopard print pumps. And the reason is because they are getting a bit worn at the front. So you can see here the faux fur material, or whatever it is starting to wear away. So you can see that's gone a bit white and scuffed there, and similar on the other side. And if I do wear these, I tend to wear them to the office. They're a little bit smarter. And now I think that they're a bit worn, I probably feel a bit more conscious about wearing them in. I almost feel like they're not nice enough, if that makes sense. Also, with trends changing as well, it is quite acceptable to wear a nice smart pair of trainers to the office. So I'm possibly thinking I might get some new trainers at some point next year, and I'll probably wear them to the office. Generally speaking, when it has been more nicer weather in spring and summer, I have been wearing trainers anyway. So it's probably only on the rare occasion I did wear these, but I think it's probably like time to let them go now. And I probably won't sell them because they are a bit damaged and a bit worn. I don't think I'd feel comfortable selling them on Vinted. I found another pair of shoes to declutter, and these are some gold sandals from Nine West, which I've had for about 11 years. So pretty old. I think I've done well to keep them this long. And as you can see at the front, they are getting a bit scuffed. I have tried in the past to put some gold shoe polish on here just to kind of help the look of it, but I think just beyond the point of kind of looking good now, and I think I'll be a bit more conscious of wearing them. Also, when I noticed when I wore them the last time, these little straps at the side are looking really kind of worn, and I kind of think that at some point when I'm wearing them that might snap, so that's another reason I don't want to end up wearing them and then they completely break on me. So I do think it's time to let these go, but I have had good use out of them in summer and then for more dressy occasions when I don't want to wear heels. And I think what I'll do is put a pair of gold flat sandals on my wish list, and then at some point, maybe next year, then I will buy some new ones. And because these are really worn, I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to probably dispose of them. I've found another pair of sandals that I want to declutter, and these are from Topshop. I've not had these as long, but originally I didn't really wear them because I felt they were uncomfortable and they needed breaking in. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe I can wear them next summer a bit more, but I've just noticed that this coating on the base has started peeling off. I did try them on to see if my toes would cover that, but it does a bit, but you can still kind of see the white coming through, and I don't think that's great. I wouldn't really feel comfortable wearing them when you can see there's clearly like you know, the coating's coming off, and it's starting to come off on the other side as well here, which is annoying because it's not what you'd expect from Topshop. But saying that, I remember at the time they were quite cheap. It was a very good deal, but you can see why. You know, I do tend to try and buy leather shoes and bags where I can, because the quality is usually always better, especially with footwear. It will mold more to your feet and be more comfortable, and yeah, last longer. Whereas you can see with this, you know, the coating's coming off and I can't fix that, whereas with leather shoes, you know, you can generally put some polish on them if they get scuffed, that type of thing. So these ones I will probably just put in the textile recycling. And next on my list of things to declutter is this black top. So it's from a brand called Inwear, and it's something that I got from one of those subscription clothing boxes that you used to get on a monthly basis. So for a while I signed up to them, and then you could keep what you wanted from the box. I'd always kind of feel obliged to keep something to get my money's worth. And this was like a plain black sort of silky material top, and I kept it, but over the years I've probably not really worn it that much, and if I had have seen it in a shop, would I have bought it? Probably not. So that's one thing that does put me off those subscription boxes. You just end up buying things that you probably wouldn't have bought otherwise, and in this case something I didn't really wear. It's very lightweight, which is good for the summer, but then I find over the years it's got very clingy as well, the fabric. So I've worn it to work the odd time, but I've not really worn it an awful lot, and I think I will let that go. Another reason not to keep it is I had my colours done a couple of years ago, and I'm actually a spring, whereas this black doesn't really suit me that well, even though I used to think black did suit me. But if you compare it to the colours that I do enjoy wearing in my palette, like corals and greens, you know, black does really wash me out quite a lot. I still have some black in my wardrobe, and I probably will keep a bit, but I've not got as much compared to what I used to. Definitely used to have way too much black, and now I do enjoy wearing a bit of colour as well. So this one I will probably try and sell or charity shop if that doesn't go to plan. And also just to show as well, I do have another top which is kind of similar style, so another v-neck, and this is more of a charcoal colour. So you can see that's darker, the one that I want to get rid of. And it just means that I've got an option if I do need like a darkish v-neck top that I could wear to work in the summer. So I think sometimes when you look at your wardrobe, it's good to look and see, have you got similar things? Can you get rid of one if there's something else that will do the job? Or have you got a favourite out of the two? So I think in this case, you know, it's an easy decision for me to get rid of the black top. The next thing I find to get rid of is this Jules t-shirt, which is sort of orangey coral colour, and it is a colour that I do like, but I've already got 2 other tops which are kind of similar and that I prefer. So this one is quite like a heavyweight cotton, which sometimes you don't want it to be that heavy in the summer when I am wearing t-shirts. And the other thing is the sleeve length is quite short. I've got another t-shirt very similar and the arm lengths are a bit longer, which I just think looks nicer. It looks a bit more modern, and this one just hasn't been really reached for, and I go for the options that I prefer. So what I think I'll do is I might actually use this as a pajama top. I think it's more suited to that sort of, you know, loungewear style with the pocket and everything. It's just a bit more kind of casual than the other styles I've got. So I will try and keep it as a pajama top and see if I wear it. And continuing with the theme of black items in my wardrobe and decluttering them, I've got this dress. So it is like a full length dress, quite dressy, with this glittery gold band as well. And I originally bought this when I was pregnant with my son for a wedding, and it is because it's quite a stretchy material. It was sort of the ideal purchase at the time, but I thought I can wear it afterwards as well. And I have worn it a few times since then, but recently I've not worn it a lot, and I have just tried it on. It's quite low at the front and low at the back, so it's got the same V at both ends. So I'm exposing a bit more than I want at the front, and then also at the back you can see your bra, so not really ideal. And that's just another couple of reasons, as well as the fact it's black. I don't really wear a lot of black anymore, and that's sort of, you know, reasons why I don't think I'll wear it again. So I think I'm going to try and sell it. And next up we have this Oasis sleeveless black dress. So it is more like a midi length, and it came with this little belt as well that you would put around the waist. Had this for quite a long time. It was back when Oasis actually used to have shops, so it's quite old, probably pre-kids, and there's some little metal buttons on the back at the top, and they've discoloured a little bit. So because of that, I think I'm probably just going to give it to charity, even though it is a nice dress, but don't really wear it much anymore. I used to wear it for work, that type of thing, when it was really hot, but now I've got some more colourful dresses that I would probably wear instead. So this one I think will go to the charity shop. Next item I find to get rid of is this dress from Hush, which is a kind of casual summery dress, and it's a bit muted for me in terms of the colour palette. So it is green, but it's quite a dusty, sagey green, and it's not really suited to my colouring that well. It's a bit dull for me. If I was going to buy a new green dress, it would be a lot brighter, I think. And also, I've just tried it on today, and it's relatively low at the front, which I don't mind too much, but then the sides are quite gapey as well. So whichever bra I had on, you could see the bra quite easily. So for that reason as well, I think it's just one of those things, it's a bit hard to wear. And when you put it on, you'd always be fidgeting with it and trying to make sure your bra wasn't on show. But with this one, I don't think I can really get away with it. So I think I'm going to sell it, and hopefully I'll be able to possibly get some money for it on Vinted. It might be something that I keep and sell next year, just because of the season that it is. People might not be looking for summery things, so I might try and wait until next year to sell that one. I also have this dress, which is a deep red colour, sort of in between red and burgundy. So this one is just below the knee, and I got it for holiday a few years ago. I think I only wore it on that one holiday, and since then I've bought other dresses which have this same type of shirred bit on the top of it, but they're in colours that I prefer, like more of a brighter orange. I've got one more which is more of an olivey green, and I haven't reached for this one, and I can't really see myself in the future. I'm also a bit into more longer dresses at the minute, so more midi and maxi lengths. So I don't think I'm going to really wear this, and I think I'm going to sell it. But like the other one, I might wait until next year when the weather is a bit nicer and people are more likely to buy it in the UK. I've also got this pair of shoes, some ankle boots from Clarks that I've been thinking about decluttering for a while, and I think it's definitely time to get rid of them now. I've had these quite a long time, probably pre-COVID. Used to wear them to work quite a lot when I was in an office 5 days a week, and wore them for a couple of years after that. But then I got a pair of the Doc Martens style boots a few years ago, and then sort of ended up wearing those types of chunky boots since. And then even since that, I've got a new pair of chunky boots. So these more slightly smarter pointed toe boots, even though they're in good condition, I just haven't ever reached for in the last couple of years. Maybe once or twice when I wanted to look a tiny bit smarter, but generally speaking, I think the chunky boots still do look quite nice and smart. And I just think in terms of style as well, my style is kind of probably outgrown this type of boot. They are generally quite good condition, so I'm going to see if I can sell them on Vinted. Lastly, in this declutter, I've also got this pair of knee-high boots. So I'll just try and hold them up here so you can see them properly. So full-length knee-high boots. I got these pre-COVID. They were from Office, and which is quite a good brand in the UK. And they are still good condition. I did actually get them re-heeled, and I think during COVID, and then haven't really worn them much since. I used to wear these quite a lot to work pre-kids when I wore lots of dresses with tights and then these boots. I've only tried them on probably about once or twice in the last couple of years, and they are a bit tight as well, but not many of my clothes actually goes with this type of boot anymore, and I think it is time to let them go. I did always really love them, but I think they might make somebody else happy, so I'm going to try and put them on Vinted and see if I can sell them. And this just to show you the final declutter of everything I'm getting rid of today. So it's actually more than I thought. I think when I start really thinking about what I actually want to keep, then you do actually think, do I need this product? Am I using it? Why am I not using it? And in a lot of cases, it's because I've brought something else in which I prefer. Maybe it's a more modern style or a different colour that suits me better. And, you know, it is time to let these things go. Some of them are really old. I've had them since before I've had kids. And I do like to get my cost per wear. You know, I don't like going out and spending money willy-nilly, but realistically, none of these things I don't think I'm going to use again, apart from the little pouch that I said I might use for makeup and the orange top that I might try and use for pajamas. So overall, that's 5 pairs of shoes. We've got 5 bags, and then on the other side, we've got 6 items of clothing in total, plus a little belt as well that belongs to one of the dresses. So today I'll be getting rid of 14 items in total then, with 2 being rehomed into other places where I can actually use them. And then hopefully, once I've got some listed and Vinted, I'll be able to make some extra cash before Christmas. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate your time. Hopefully it's inspired you to try and clear out some of those accessories. What have you not used in ages? You know, there must be some things there you can get rid of and make space for some things that you actually do like and enjoy. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate your time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and drop me a comment as well. Let me know how your decluttering is going. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you here as a subscriber, and you can get future notifications about any videos I have coming up that are similar to this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.